throughout my career and my life.
The WWE Universe has been on the edge of their seats, waiting and wondering if the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, would ever make his comeback after that brutal attack at Clash in Paris. Tonight, all those questions were answered in the most unexpected and electrifying way. Roman didn't just return, he came back with his cousin Jacob Fatu, a powerhouse who instantly changed the game. What made it even more unforgettable? Roman walked out on walking sticks, showing his injuries but proving his spirit is unbreakable. The energy in the arena was electric, and the WWE world exploded with excitement. This wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement that the bloodline is far from finished, and things on SmackDown are about to get a whole lot more intense. A return unlike any other. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu unite. The moment Roman Reigns stepped onto the SmackDown stage, the arena erupted into chaos. The crowd wasn't just excited. They were on their feet, roaring with a mix of disbelief, joy, and anticipation. Roman's slow, deliberate movements on his walking sticks showed the brutal reality of his recent battle. Every step seemed heavy, each movement cautious but purposeful. It was clear the tribal chief was not just back. He was back with a mission. Walking alongside him was Jacob Fatu, a cousin whose name has become synonymous with raw power and dominance in wrestling circles. Fatu's reputation preceded him, a ruthless, no-nonsense competitor with a history of destruction in the independent circuits and MLW, the power vacuum on SmackDown. Who stepped up? Roman's absence since Clash in Paris left a glaring power vacuum on SmackDown. The once unchallenged bloodline was suddenly vulnerable, and new players saw opportunity. LA Knight grabbed the spotlight with his charisma and swagger, positioning himself as a new kingpin of sorts. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins, ever the opportunist, began laying out his vision for SmackDown's future, one that didn't include Roman Reigns. And then there were Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, two hulking behemoths who tore through opponents week after week, challenging anyone who dared stand in their path. The moment that shook the arena. Roman's entrance. The night's main event segment was heating up, with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in the ring, taunting the crowd and calling Roman finished. Their cocky smirks and mocking words reverberated through the arena, a clear message that they saw this as their time to rule. Then, just as they were reveling in their bravado, the lights went out. The arena fell into darkness. A hush fell over the crowd. Then, thunderous beats filled the air, the unmistakable entrance music of the tribal chief. For a moment, fans feared it was just a tease, but then the camera cut to the entrance ramp, and there he was. The silent stare down, power in every moment. Roman Reigns' silence was deafening. He locked eyes with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, his gaze sharp and unwavering. Though physically weakened, his aura was untouchable. It was a look that said, "I have survived. I am still the tribal chief, and I am coming for you." Jacob Fatu stepped forward, grabbing a microphone. His voice was low, menacing, a promise that the bloodline was far from finished. "With me here, the family is stronger than ever," he declared, his words hanging heavy in the air. Then Roman spoke, his tone calm but deadly. "You tried to finish me, but I don't fall. I build stronger. You're looking at pain, you're looking at family, and at WrestlePalooza, you're looking at your end." The crowd erupted. Braun Breaker's cocky grin vanished instantly. Bronson Reed's confident swagger faltered. The message was clear. The tribal chief was back, and the game had changed. The brutal warning. Jacob Fatu's unleashing Braun Breaker, fueled by frustration and anger, charged toward Roman, hoping to catch him off guard. But before he could reach the ring, Jacob Fatu struck with precision and brutal force. A lightning-fast superkick followed by a thunderous Samoan drop that laid Breaker out cold at ringside. The arena erupted into stunned silence, then cheers, as Fatu made his dominance clear. Roman, leaning on his walking sticks, raised one arm in triumph, signaling not just survival, but the birth of a new dynasty. The old bloodline may have fractured, but this new incarnation, led by the tribal chief and powered by Jacob Fatu, was rewriting WWE history. Backstage reactions. The locker room is shaken. The ripple effects of Roman's return spread backstage immediately. Cameras caught Seth Rollins watching the spectacle with a mix of surprise and amusement, clearly plotting his next move. LA Knight, ever the firebrand, fired off an interview saying Roman should have stayed home because the WWE is my game now. Solo Sikoa's expression was unreadable, raising questions about his future loyalties. And Paul Heyman, the ever-loyal advocate, appeared conflicted, suggesting that even Roman's closest allies hadn't been fully briefed on this bold new strategy. Final thoughts. The Empire strikes back. SmackDown closed on a powerful image. Roman Reigns standing tall at the top of the ramp, leaning on his walking sticks, smirking through the pain, while Jacob Fatu raised his hand in victory over Braun Breaker's fallen body. It was a moment that sent a message loud and clear. The Empire has returned. Roman may be injured, but he is far from broken. Humiliated in Paris, but now stronger and more dangerous, he and Jacob Fatu have launched the bloodline into a terrifying new chapter. Is Jacob Fatu the key to Roman reclaiming his dominance once and for all? Or will Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and the rest of SmackDown find a way to topple this new alliance? One thing is certain. This saga is only beginning, and the WWE Universe will be watching every shocking, exhilarating moment.